Hi, it's me. It's me, the boy. The big boy, the boy that never fucking makes videos anymore. Hi, it's me. I thought of something and I was just like, why don't I just make a video? Why don't I just make one and then I can just edit it really quickly? Because YouTube's probably gonna die and I might as well just make stuff on my own terms. The schedule is probably wanted and I want to make one, but there's your little update. I'm probably not gonna make a schedule for YouTube until I feel like it, maybe. Yeah. So, talking about schedules, let's talk about work. You know it, you hate it, everyone does. Everyone hates work. Well, unless you have a job where you just really love it. So, I don't know if you guys know this because my Twitter account and my YouTube account are very much opposite. Like, my YouTube stuff that I upload is very safe for work, but I make pornographic drawings for a living now, and it's lucrative enough to actually not work a second job, and I am really happy. I'm able to focus my schedule and focus my all of my work on my art now. So I'm able to, create artwork that I'm proud of, and sometimes artwork that I'm not proud of, but I can make it look pretty. But I can make artwork for a living now, and I am wholly understanding that I am lucky, and I am not a majority of artists who want to work full time and who want to create the stuff that they want to create, and who can't make the artwork because they have to work another job. And that sucks. And I know it does. And I've lived it before. I just want to talk about how that is, how it is like living as a full-time artist, creating artwork and having a consistent schedule and a consistent uploading schedule, having a Patreon, stuff like that. So basically, you gotta make art, and you gotta upload art, and you have to stay on schedule, because as soon as you veer off that schedule, you're gonna realize that you have a queue of artwork that you have to get done on a set amount of time that you've made for yourself. What I mean made for yourself, I mean a set amount of time that you want to get this artwork done so that you can get to the next art piece, so that you can open up commissions again for the next month and the next month and the next month, and it's a cycle. So it kind of it has its ups and downs, is what I'm saying. So the ups, you get to have a fluid schedule, and you get to upload whenever you want, you get to work whenever you want. I say that in quotation marks because you don't actually get to work whenever you want. You have to work. You have to manage yourself. So you're your own manager, you're your own taxpayer, you're your own employee, you're your own employer, you are your own publisher, you are all of this stuff. Maybe there are artists out there who have their own managers, and maybe there are artists out there who have their own tax workers who figure out their taxes for them. But most often than not, you're not going to have that stuff, especially if you're starting out like me, because I've only done this for 6-7 months, and definitely learning. It's definitely a learning process. It's also got its downs. Before I talk about that, I wanted to just talk about the positives, besides fluid schedule. What's fun? Just being able to work on stuff that you actually want to work on. There's always going to be a part in your job that you really love, that you're gonna hate, and that's inevitable. I wake up sometimes in the morning and I don't want to work, and sometimes I don't work. But that's the problem with being an artist, a full-time artist. You don't have someone to be on your ass and tell you to get off your ass and work. You have to do that for yourself, unless you have a fucking family member or a significant other that does that for you. If you're lucky with that, that's great. But most often than not, you're gonna have to motivate yourself to work. And for a lot of people, that is hard. That is hard as shit. It's the same exact kind of mentality with people, starting a new diet or people starting a new workout routine. It's just with work and money. So like a main factor is you need to get money to pay your rent, to pay your phone, to pay your other bills, and to, buy food. And of course, buy other stuff. You buy your goodies. You want that video game that just got out, or you need to buy like a heater for your room because it's so cold in your room because your house isn't well made. I don't know. That's like a really specific, thing that's happening in real life, but it's whatever. So you have to do these things, and you have to be able to do this. If you can't do this, then maybe figure out a way to motivate yourself to actually be able to do it. And it's hard. You're gonna have your ups and downs. You're gonna have your lows, and you're gonna have your highs. And you know what? That's life. That's usually how it works. You're always gonna be working towards something. This is no different. And even on days where you just don't want to do anything, you're probably always going to be thinking about work. You're going to be sitting down, relaxing, watching a movie with your family members or your significant other, and you're going to be thinking, damn, I really could be working on that art piece right now, right now, immediately. What I mean by that is you're always going to have these thoughts, and you know what? That's just kind of normal. It sucks, and you're always going to want to be working on something, even when you probably shouldn't be working. It's 5 in the morning right now, and I'm making a YouTube video because I want to talk about this. And that's kind of suspect. That's kind of sus. That's kind of weird, because I haven't made a YouTube video in 5 months. And I just, got finished on a really big art piece a few days ago. And it's kind of weird, the cycle, because I've just realized it. I saw this tweet from someone that I don't follow, but someone retweeted it. And it said something about how sometimes you have to sit back and realize that working so hard that you're debilitating yourself and you're, causing yourself mental and physical anguish, such as lack of sleep and being pissed off all day, isn't worth the amount of money that you're given. For some people that is sound advice, but for me and for a lot of artists, that advice doesn't really mean much. Yeah, I know that what we're doing, and as an artist, how much work I'm putting into my artwork is probably not being paid the right amount. I'm probably underpaying myself. There are so many other people out there who have already put it in their mind, have it ingrained in their mind that, yeah, $80 is totally a decent amount of money to pay for a completely finished custom art piece filled with as much detail as possible, a complete background, complete shade, and with highlights and everything, and they made it as detailed as possible, and it only cost $80. Usually that amount of work costs somewhere around $400 to $500 for famous artists, but I'm not a famous artist, and there are a lot of people that I know that may be famous in their own little niche community, but they aren't famous enough to be working for that amount of money. So I made this video to talk about this stuff because there are artists out there who may be on the brink of quitting their job and going full-time. And I just wanted to make a video saying that there are ups and there are downs with this kind of work. It is so tantalizingly amazing wanting to be a full-time artist and being self-employed at that, and it feels great, but you have to realize that there are a lot of downs to it as well. Not having consistent work, some months you may not get commissioners. There are certain things that you want to make that people don't want to see, and you won't get as much attention for that. It's just like juggling. You have to juggle and balance the stuff that you make versus the stuff that the people that look at your stuff want to see. And at that point it's kind of hard. There's a little bit of a little mix where you want to make stuff and they want to see it, and if you find that, amazing. You found the gold mine. Often than not, you're gonna have to be making stuff for commissioners that maybe you wouldn't make for yourself. And that's not saying that commissioners are horrible and they only give you a horrible workload. And no, that's just work. You're working to make something for a commissioner, and they will probably like it. If they won't like it, then you tried and you got paid to try. Oftentimes commissioners will tell you that they don't like it and you're gonna have to change it a bit. That's just life. I just wanted to make this YouTube video to say there are ups and downs for, you know, a self-proclaimed full-time artist. And I just don't want you to make the decision too early. You know what I mean? Like, don't make it if you can't sustain yourself. You have to worry about yourself. It's a dream. I know it's a dream. And it's a dream that is very, very possible. I made it and I'm like not as good as any of my other friends who are artists, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And then I look at myself and I'm like, oh no, I can probably make better stuff there. But I just wanted to say, you have to worry about yourself. And if you can't do this at this point, if you don't have enough quote unquote followers, then the number isn't all that much. But if you don't have enough people who can back you up, and if you don't have enough self-discipline to get up in the morning the day after and work till 7 and then go to bed and then get up again and then work on the same art piece over and over until you finish it, maybe this line of work isn't for you. But that's not to say that work like this is all negative. I'm definitely like looking at the negatives a lot more than I am the positives. The positives are free schedule. You don't have to worry about other people messing up your work, because the only people that can mess up your work are you, unless there's like an outlier where your family or your significant other wants you to come out and you have to work on an art piece, and it's like you have to pick one or the other. But that's mostly you too, because you're picking that. You're working full-time as an artist and you're making artwork for money, and that's great. Like, yeah, it feels amazing, like just receiving money and receiving praise from your work. It's amazing. Another one is you meet so many amazing artists and you gain a bubble of people that you can rely on for references, for, you know, just talking about art. Opening up yourself to a whole community of people who are willing to help you, that is a resource that you should never take for granted, because once you gain it, you'll be noticing that so many more people support you and so many more people become your friends who you once looked up to as an artist yourself. And that is a great feeling, you know, being a full-time artist and having other friends who are also full-time artists sharing the same experiences that you have shared and you will share. And I can't not put that in this video, because that is an amazing feeling. You will have your ups and you will have your downs, just like what I said at the beginning of the video. I recommend it if you can do it, but I do not recommend it if you can't do it. So after this video, at the end of this video, if you really can't do this, that's fine. Art does not have to be a full-time gig. It doesn't have to be a job. It doesn't have to be a hobby. It can be a job if you want it to be a job. Anyways, I'm just like going on and on about this, and I keep on saying the same thing over and over. Hopefully I make more videos soon. It's like 7 in the morning. I'm going to bed. Good night. Bye. Hope you like this video and don't look at my Twitter. You probably don't want to.